We f***ed up.
Here we are today at our latest acquisition. I'm gonna show you guys what went wrong, and I'm gonna explain to you guys how we could have corrected. And at the end, we're gonna show you guys how to turn a property that's probably was never gonna cash flow, that was gonna be a bad investment, and we're probably gonna lose money on it. We're gonna turn that property into a property that's going to cash flow. So come through, check it out, and let's go.
We f***ed up buying this house.
But here is how we're gonna fix it. First, we're gonna take a look at how we messed up buying it, all this stuff that you're not supposed to do, and then we're gonna take a look at how we're gonna fix this, and you guys are gonna be part of it. Let's go.
Come inside, we'll show you how.
So let me tell you about the numbers on this one. I'm in charge about looking at the numbers, making sure the numbers are good and the contract is good. Once I saw this, I saw the numbers. So by the way, we took this one over sub 2, so we're taking over the mortgage payments for the seller. So on top of that, the seller had some equity, so we're giving a portion of that equity to that seller, right? So my task, my job is to make sure that the numbers make sense for us, right? Because we're in the business to make money. And apparently right now we're helping people out to pay mortgages. So my job is to make sure that the mortgage plus the down payment, plus any repairs, any expenses like holding costs and stuff like that makes sense for us to make money. Once I got the paperwork, I saw the contract, I saw the numbers, everything was good. In our group, we all look at it and we give a thumbs up, thumbs down, so that way nothing gets overlooked. The one thing we overlooked was a verbal agreement between the seller that I did not know about. Before I knew about this verbal agreement, everything was good. We had equity in the property. The property is really good. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, no HOA, 2-story, 3-car garage. The only thing missing would be a pool, and it'll be like a unicorn, right? I thought it was a really good property. I gave my thumbs up. Once I found out about this verbal agreement, it was like, oh, it's not as good as I thought. Why? Because with the verbal agreement, things can be misunderstood. You can interpret something that I said the wrong way, or I meant it a different way. It could be bad, right? So in this case, we promised the seller something, and it changed the whole dynamic. It changed the way we can dispo it. It changed the time it'll take us to dispo it, right? Because we bought it like almost at the peak of the market. We also bought it at a good time frame where if we're gonna sell it, there's a lot of buyers coming in. So everything point good, right? But like nothing, like as in real estate, nothing goes as planned. With that curveball that it was thrown to us, we had to adapt. So what are the things that we're gonna do to adapt? Christian's gonna tell you more about that.
All right, so here's the first thing that went wrong. Never assume. Assume means you make an ass out of you and me. So what happened in the beginning was, so the seller and I talked, she liked everything, she wanted to move forward, but she needed to stay in the property a little bit and she needed to talk to her tax person. So she told me, John, call me back after tax day, April 15th. I call back after tax day and she tells me she's already going somewhere else. Like, what the you told me, I assumed, right? I assumed that, you were just gonna go with me. And she said, oh, I thought you weren't that interested. Never assume when they tell you something that that's actually gonna stay true, right? So what I should have done was followed up, because it was like 2 months. So I should have actually followed up a month before and just continued to follow up instead of just trusting what she said. So our rule with follow-up, when they say call me in a month, you need to call them in 2 weeks. So cut that time in half.
So you guys heard about all of our mistakes, right? From paperwork to agreements to not looking at the numbers the right way. Communication, right? Because our team miscommunicated. We made a lot of mistakes, but we learned. But now we're gonna talk about the actual solutions. Solution number one, there's no solution number one because we cannot purchase this property. The mortgage is too high, so we cannot just rent it out to somebody and make our money. There's 2 things we're gonna look into doing with this house. Number one, it's Airbnb. And number 2 is going to be a pad split. So we're gonna run through the numbers, run through the strategy, and we'll let you guys know which one we'll pick at the end of the video.
Let's go.
So, So we're gonna talk a little bit about the numbers. In this case, we did a few agreements that were not written and understood completely. So what ended up happening was we ended up expending an extra $15,000 because the person ended up overstaying. Now, there's things that happen in a transaction that sometimes you don't know, but it's very important to understand the terms and write them down. Also, there was a lot of issues when we came down to the numbers of this property. Gio, my camera boy right now, said that we had put the property on the contract at $40,000. When I did the numbers, I had it at $30,000. And when John, my boy, we actually locked it down with the extra $15,000 that we had to put in, we ended up purchasing this property at $50,000. And you guys know, when you guys do numbers, $30,000 makes a lot of sense. At 50, everything changes. We borrow money from some other people, and that just changes the numbers, the ROI of the whole thing. So that is why it's very important to understand and know the agreements, write them down, talk about them in front, and always be prepared to spend more money than we expect. And we'll go to the next thing.
So this deal was dirty, and this is how we're gonna wash it off. We had 3 things that we were thinking about to make this deal clean. So the first strategy that we were thinking of was making it a midterm rental. That's like when you're housing nurses, housing corporate, and essentially you can make about 2.5 times what you would normally make on a long-term rental, which would be your typical like 12-month lease. Our cash flow would be about anywhere from $3,000 to $4,500. So the con with that is that it takes a little bit of time to get those people in here, and we don't have it, and we have these vacancies, it's costing us and making us bleed. So at the end of the day, it averaged out to be a lot lower. So if you thought that co-living would have been the best for this situation, we have a better location for pad split that we're gonna show you on the next video.
Second strategy, pad split. The second strategy we're going to talk about and we're going to check out and see is pad split, right? So this is a great location, great area, and we have a lot of room. So this strategy will help us make around $700 per bedroom, and right now we currently have 4 bedrooms. So 700 times 4 is 2,800, which is a good amount of money, but we're still short, right? We pay around $3,000 for this house. So what we need to do in this house is at least to add 2 extra bedrooms to 3 bedrooms in order for the numbers to work. So that's the strategy number 2, and that's a strategy we will look into doing in the future. So like I said, this house has 4 bedrooms, right? And we want to add 2 extra bedrooms, we need space. Hey guys, we're gonna show you guys today how we're gonna turn this into a bedroom to make the numbers work. And guess where we're gonna do it? We could put a bedroom here, we could put another bedroom here, or we could put another bedroom here. You see that? 3. Or you could even do a bedroom in here. You have a lot of space, maybe even like a casita. I don't know.
All right, so strategy number 3, Airbnb, short-term rental. So with this strategy, we're expecting to make about $6,000, between $5,000 and $6,000 per month with short-term rental. Obviously, it's a hospitality business, so it involves more time. It's actually considered an active real estate activity in tax code, so we get a little bit of tax benefits, and we'll make more money. So to think about which strategies will work best for us, if you look at it and on the cash flow side, yes, Airbnb short-term rental is the best strategy. If you look at it like passive, you want more of a passive strategy, this strategy will probably not be it, because it's constant turnover, taking care of the clients, batteries in the remotes are missing, stuff like that. So it's something to think about, but it will definitely generate us the most amount of money with short-term rental. So remember guys, when you're buying a property and it's for investment purposes, run your numbers correctly. Don't do verbal agreements with sellers, and don't tell your partners about it. Don't do verbal agreements with sellers. And if you are, tell your partners about it so we can include that variable into the numbers. And have several exit strategies. The most important one is when you're buying something, when you're buying real estate, something's gonna go bad. So you need to have at least 3 possible options for you to not lose money.
So the option that we chose to save our was short-term rental. Why? Because it's the location, the cash flow, and just all around this house is gonna be a great Airbnb.
So even if you get stuck in a bad deal or like a deal that changed structure, there's still ways to save that deal. So remember, there's co-living, there's short-term rentals, there's wraps. There's so many ways to save a bad deal. And if you ever need help with that, you can find help in the link below. There'll be a form where you can fill out your information. Us and the team will be able to help you out. Also sign up to our newsletter. We're gonna be sending you information about all these different strategies, how do the numbers look, so you can get that information and you can have it. And you can also visit our website, which is newcapital.us, which is spelled NUCAPITAL.us, where you can find more information so you can start investing and stop losing money, right? Or at least save your. Oh, he's finally out of the closet. Perfect.
How do you like the room?
How do you like the room? Yeah, this is the room we were talking about earlier. This is definitely not gonna be a room. It's too tight. But honestly, if we need to convert this bathroom into a full bathroom, we will be able to put in a shower because on the other side of this wall, there's a bathroom. So that'll be a perfect solution for past weight if we have to do it in the future. See, I'm always adding value to you guys. Bye.
So what do you think? Did we get a good catch? Comment your thoughts below.